All right, fellas, here's what I was wondering about.
Tell me, big dog.
What is something that makes you weird, that you are aware of that makes you weird, and you just embrace it?
Oh, man. He really teed you up on this one, Dave.
What bullshit is it?
No, and it's not even aimed at Dave. It's me. It was me when I was
comes
thinking
the
about
world's fattest meatball right at you, big dog.
Go, Dave, I guess the floor is yours, pal.
I'd have to think about it. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of things that everybody else thinks is weird.
I can think of a few things that I'm weird. Like everybody knows that I'm a psychopath. We've already covered that. I don't know. Like when me and Justine were putting the pool together the other day, we were working on it together, and she just like randomly looked at me and she's like, "You're my favorite person in the world to do white trash shit with," And I was like, I took that as a compliment. So like people would probably think that was weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that's weird. I think that's sweet.
Yeah, it is.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
That's romantic. You want to know where I was going with this?
Yes.
My inability to just show up somewhere uninvited, I think, makes me very weird. Like, I'm very self-conscious about it now.
Yeah, we know.
Like it bothers me. Like it's such a weird thing. Like here's I guess what really makes me weird.
Big invitationally driven guy.
I'm very much a people person. Like I can work a room with the best of them. Like we all know that. But there are times when I love pure isolation and not doing anything. Like it's super strange. Like and it's weird, but like I have this, so I guess it's two weird things. But the invitation thing is like I don't know, I guess it's just how I was raised, where we lived in the country. We had neighbors, but kind of on an island per se. And you didn't really just pop down the road.
Did you grow up with grandparents that were like they could drive and they were out and about and still mobile, or were they too elderly at that point?
No, I would say, very early on, I would say they were still like mobile, but like my grandpa Lindemann died in 93.
Right. So you were
and Grandma Lindemann passed away in 01. And then Grandma and Grandpa Sissel were later in life, like my life. But like,
so as far as people showing up uninvited at your parents' house,
not a thing.
Never happened.
I'll tell you this story.
My parents, where I lived in Holland, Grandpa Marvin and Grandpa Marvin and Grandma Mary, they showed up all the time. They would come up during the day, like when we were at school and Mom was at work, and I would know that she was there.
Because of the cigarette smell in the house?
No, Marvin and Mary didn't smoke.
Oh, okay.
That was Wild Bill and Grandma Lois. The laundry would be folded. The dishes were done. The house would be like, Grandma Mary would sneak in and do that shit all the time.
Immaculate.
Oh, yeah. And Mom, I would always, just automatic, trigger. Like, oh, yep, she was here. Or she would be there when we get off the bus. They would do that all the time.
Well, and here's the other thing. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. When Janelle and I first moved in down there on 1025 and had built the house, I had told Mom one time, I was like, why don't you guys just stop by? Like, you're always welcome. She's like, we'll only come over if we're invited. And I think that's like, it just is. And I know like here, like in the neighborhood, like Brother Love said it, you see more than two vehicles outside, you're supposed to stop by. And like, I just don't like,
so there's people
that won't show up uninvited places either. Now, if I've got nothing to do, like I've been known to call, I can't ever catch up with Turbo Chuck anymore. So if it's like a weekend morning, like he's normally a pretty early riser. So, hey, you're drinking coffee in the garage? Yeah. So up for company. I'll call somebody else they're up for company.
Yeah.
But if I hear there might be something going on, swing by if you're out and about. Like I'll swing by then.
Literally yesterday after work, I came home immediately because I had to shit. And I wanted to change clothes because we did asphalt and it was hotter than so I wanted to change.
How bad do you smell when you get home from the asphalt?
Well, I'm predominantly anymore. I just drive the truck.
Yeah.
So I got to go get it, spray the truck down. Basically just the truck bitch. So I get the truck ready, which is coating the bed with the non-diesel fuel asphalt releasing agent. So then I smell like that. Like
Yeah.
we covered that. And then you go and you haul you get loaded, you tarp it, you drive from the plant to the job. You then dump, you're the truck driver, so you're the asphalt distribution guy. Then whenever your load is empty, you go back to the shop,
Take a nap.
clean the truck. No naps.
Catch a quick 15.
Clean the truck, and then reapply the asphalt releasing agent to then prepare for the next load if there is one. Like the other day, this day in particular, we got 3 in one day. We put a lot of mix down. Anyway, I come home, change clothes. The warden and I had discussed plans for today in real time, Juneteenth, on like my list of what I needed to do. So I went to the Home Depot and I bought me one of them oscillating tools.
Mm-hmm.
Those are handy.
So I got one now if you need one.
Okay.
So I got one and some other things. And I was on my way back from the Home Depot and I come out Phoenix Drive up to the dump. And, I was like, f it. I'm just going to go out towards Bushketters Lake and see what it looks like. I ain't been out there in a while. So I drove out there towards the bottoms and hung a Louie up there and went over the hill, come down by Keish's and then jumped back over there by the old orange strawberry patch. And then I went out towards Beekler's there at the highway.
Yeah.
And Brother Zach and Mr. Bushketter was standing in the driveway.
Okay.
So I just swung in there and sat there and bullshitted in the driveway for a little bit. 100% uninvited and 100% non-planned. I love doing that.
No, I will do that if I'm cruising and see somebody.
Yes.
I'll wheel in.
And I would be like today, for example, our law enforcement buddy, the sheriff's deputy there, and Dave Anderson's boy.
Yep.
He was outside walking his dog.
Yeah, we ain't seen him in a while.
And then Brother Galdino was sitting on their porch.
How was Galdino?
I didn't stop.
Oh.
I had shit to do because I had kids to drop and things to go. So I was in passing.
Yeah.
But he yelled at me like, "Hey, where are you going?" You know what I mean? Like, surely he wasn't insulted that I didn't stop. But it's like we live in the community to where if somebody's outside and they're socializing or they're doing something, I mean, you can stop by.
Well, I did that last night when I was working on the driveway.
Yeah, you weren't invited then. I literally was going to bring that up.
Well, but I felt
you
bad.
could have sat
you
there
were
and watched
busy
me motherfucking that tractor deck.
Well, here's what happened. I saw Justine with this giant pry bar, and they were fiddle around Dave. And so I was literally going down to be a good neighbor and help. And then, it all
Justine's
worked
got
out.
this 6-foot spud bar trying to pry the tensioner pulley on that tractor. I shucked the belt, and I went to that tensioner pulley was kicking my ass. But then, the light bulb clicked, and I'm like, "What am I doing? Take the goddamn belt off of the tensioner pulley, put the spring back on, and then try to re-spool the belt onto the other pulley, and it'll do it for you." Like I was so frustrated and overwhelmed at that moment that my brain wasn't working, and I'm kind of glad you stopped because it was nice.
Well, I thought maybe Justine was finally ending him out in the driveway.
Because this thing was definitely unaliving me worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was on the ground and she was standing kind of butt, and I just
double-handing this big... I can't get my mic to
I tell you what, I mean, she handled that.
We need to work on these things.
Well, if you find the heavy part,
there it is. Just don't touch it.
Yep, that boy.
But yeah, I don't really... I can't... I mean, yeah, the whole... I mean, you wear that out pretty big. I mean, we all know that. Like, it's a thing, it's a thing.
I just don't want to be rude.
I don't, but never in 1,000 years. I would be flattered. If it was like a Saturday night, the lights were on in the garage, but it was like a door down situation. And like, there might be like one or two other vehicles in my driveway.
Well, hold on though. You're gonna paint this picture, Picasso. But last time that was, Janelle and I were coming home, and I waved and I said, "Yeah." When I had seen you, I said, "Yeah, I should have stopped." And you were like, "I didn't want to be out there anyways."
Well, that's because I was being I'll have a salad, Zach, and I was hungry, and everybody, and Justine even told me like, "Hey, you're being a real wet blanket.
Go eat a Snickers."
Yeah, and I was in that particular evening, but I enjoy it a lot when certain people stop by. Now, sometimes there used to be people that would stop by and I would feel like ultra judged. And I would even tell Justine, like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like the house is messy, or like, now her, on the other hand, she's not a big fan of that. Especially if they have to like come in the house. Cause like sometimes she thinks our house it looks like a frat house, like dishes in the sink.
I've never thought your house looks like
shit stains on the toilet, or whatever.
That's just part of life.
Yeah, like we live in our home. It's a home.
That's what we say all the time.
Yeah,
we live in our house.
But like when hey, the smokers are coming over, and then like we'll rage clean for an hour before.
Does that make you feel good that when you come over, he'll rage clean?
Makes me feel bad that I don't rage clean if they come over here.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Don't mind the mess. I don't.
But like, but when we go to other people's places too, and like, they'll, as soon as we walk in, they'll be like, hold on a minute. And like they're wiping the counters down and shit like that. I'm like, quit. Like, good grief,
Well, when you've been in, sometimes you're like, your house always smells good. And
no, dude, you do. You have a very innate fragrance, like your vehicle. Like when you got in the car the other day when we went to that golf scramble, like you just always smell good. In like a no homo way.
I don't wear cologne.
I don't know. It's just like it's your house. Like everybody has an innate smell. Like Smoker has one, you have one.
What's his innate smell?
I mean, it's just good. Like it's just normal. Like you just smell like Dave. You know what I mean? Like you can't smell it.
Essence a la Dave.
Essence a la Dave. Like you can't smell it.
Smell it when I've not been home in like a long weekend.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
I'm home.
Yes. Like you can't smell it because it's you and you know what it is.
Yeah.
But like I can smell it on you all the time. Or like when I get out of your car, I can smell it on me. I don't know. It's just that doesn't make you strange. That's not this doesn't pertain to the topic. It doesn't make you
I think
weird.
mine's that I don't like people, but I'm a people-y person when I'm drinking.
You're 100% right. And I know other people like that too.
When we got started on this podcast, like people that didn't know you but like knew me, and they're like, "Hey, what's that David Smoker like?"
Yeah, I would love to crack
like,
that dude's brain.
That
guy's got to
to
be
talk to
he's a weird son of a bitch.
He's got some wild ideas that I could talk to him about aliens and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, just talk to him. He's like, well, he don't seem real approachable. I was like, was he sober? Yeah. Well, he's not when he's sober. Buy him a beer and he'll be your best friend.
Simple guy.
Yeah.
What is something that makes you weird that you're aware of that makes you weird and you just embrace it?
Well, this Brado's.
So I used to have like which Justine will say it's probably just like an ADD thing or but I was very, I'm very tangential. Is that a word? Tangential. Like I was going to be a professional bass fisherman one time. I was going to be a professional golfer one time.
You got some work to do.
Like I was going to do like all these things. And like, I feel like I get on a hobby or I get on something and then I like just go all in. Like I block everything out. And that's the only thing that I think about 24/7, 365. Like I just lock in on it.
Is it 365?
No. But like I'll just lock in on
90.
It'll be like
45
like
to 60.
a month. You know what I mean? And then I'll
Other than podcasting.
shit tons of money. Like you walk in, like some guy showed me, Jake Temple was telling me at the fest the other night. We were over at Wes's or something, or we were somewhere over at the club. We were over at the club working on the chickens that afternoon. And what was that?
Didn't see it.
I didn't either. Oops. Sorry. And I have ADD real bad. I mean, you guys know that. But like this guy was like, oh yeah, look at this dude's garage. Like it looks like literally like a walk-in tackle shop. Like look at he was showing me a video this guy had sent him and there's like pegboard on the wall and all these like fishing baits and all this shit. And I was like, you've never been into my garage, have you? Yeah. And Justine was sitting right there next to it. I was like, hey babe, look at this. Tell me what's that look like? And she's like, oh yeah, yours is way worse. Like, I went real hard for about 8 months, a year, buying an obnoxiously high and embarrassingly big amount of tackle, baits, hooks, string. Just, I could probably start a bait shop tomorrow.
Got an itchy back.
I could probably start a bait shop tomorrow if I needed to.
Yeah.
But like it's just one of those things. Like I don't know. It's just I guess it's kind of a weird thing about me. Maybe I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yours is that's your only.
I don't know. I imagine there's a lot more than that.
You're a weird motherfucker.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, no. There's no maybe about it. Like you're weird as shit, bro.
What else is weird?
Like your innate ability to create magic out of nothing.
I don't know. That's weird.
You know, that's totally weird.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have that brain to just create something.
Right. Like your ability to like situations.
Well, he's an engineer.
Both physically and like figuratively is mind-boggling.
Master on.
I know, man. Like, how many people do you know that can go on Amazon, throw a bunch of shit in a cart, and like 2 weeks later, 2 seconds later, have like a fully functional, like two player arcade system? You know what I mean? Like,
well,
you always tell me like I love doing white trash shit. Like the way, like this is smokerfied. You know what I mean? Like doing shit the Dave way.
Like this top is a prime example.
Yeah,
of
100%.
You're like, hey, gonna change the shop around to make it more useful for me and being able to entertain. Sure, sounds good. Because the podcast took up a lot of space out here. Like he and I have been very blessed that you have just allowed us to move into your shop, a couple nights a week. But like to just do that and then come back and then be like, what do you think? Like Love called me that morning. He's like, stop by. We want to show you. And walk in and be like, I would have never.
I absolutely hated it.
You're not a big change guy.
I'm not.
I will say
That's
one weird thing.
Really weird.
Don't take this.
Go ahead. Give it to me.
No.
Yeah. Lay it on me.
No. To smoker. Don't take this the wrong way. But what is wild to me sometimes about you, and maybe it's not a weird thing, but there is some stuff that you are so particular about. Like you are like type A personality, like hardcore. And then I'll look around at some shit that's just been laying somewhere for months or years. And I'm like, but that doesn't bother you? Like this, like this area over here on the backside of the shop. I'm like, how does that not drive him nuts? But then like I think about it and I'm the same way. Like there is some stuff like I'm very particular about. Like I'm a big like organized mess guy. And some people would say, oh, that's a rat's nest of, and I'm like, no, it's perfect. Don't touch anything. I know where everything's at. But like we'll have stuff where you're like such a perfectionist. And then, like, I'll look at something.
You come up the driveway and the dumpster's overflowing, the chicken coop's still out there and all that shit, but the fucking pool is mint. You know what I mean? Like, the shop is on point. Yeah. But Justine's the same way. Like, my garage, I mean, you guys have all seen it in its darkest state.
Yeah.
Like, to where it was bad, like, real bad. And she helped me. Like borderline, like hoarders, you know what I mean? Like where it was that mental aspect of like, you have got to get rid of some of this shit. Like that thing right there. When's the last time you've used that? No idea.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at
No. Like even with you, like you helped me through that too. With a lot of those like old Wild Bill tools that like.
Just because it wasn't mine and I had no.
You had no emotional tie to it, but like I have never used that, nor will I ever use that in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, like, and I hate to rely on other folks, but like, if I have a big enough problem to where I can't figure it out, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call Hornet.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Brother Love.
Well, him and Hornet are about cut from the same.
I'm going to
cloth.
call Brother Love. I'm going to call Brother Tyler. I'll call you for the things that I'll call you for. You know, it's like
veterinarian and legal advice.
Yeah, like stuff like that, you know. So it's like I have
Real unique power to have.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing that makes me weird is like, and a lot of times the warden will give me flack for it. Like you rely on other folks for a lot of things, but like people rely on me for certain things, you know. That's one thing that what makes something that makes you weird. My innate skill to cut up deer.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people call me to
Butcher and beers.
butcher deer. And yeah, like people have told me that 100 times. Like, hey, come October 1 all the way to like January 1, like you should start up like your little
Side hustle.
side hustle. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, but see, you're
You know.
a people person at heart, and so when somebody brings a deer, you know for an hour plus, there's going to be conversation about how we got the deer, everything about it, and then there's going to be a few beers drank, and then like go from there. So like that's the part of it you like, and if you started charging people for it, then it's that awkward. Hey, I know I just got to bring a case of beer over, and I'm not.
That's going to cost you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. That might be something weird about me. I don't know. Like, eating your boogers.
That's not weird. That just builds your immune system.
I don't eat my boogers.
I'm a big piles guy.
Oh,
Like like Janelle will get pissed at me because I will have on my side of
I'm
the
a
room.
big piles guy.
Well, but like when baseball season's like
Not the
full of
medical condition.
piles.
Isn't piles a medical condition?
It's got to do with your ass, doesn't it? Piles is another word for hemorrhoids. I got a mean case of the piles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't have hemorrhoids. I'm good.
Oh, I don't either anymore. Jorge is gone.
But like when I get home from a late night, like I'll shuck out of what I coached in, put it in a pile, even though I'm walking past the dirty clothes hamper, because then I got to unpack my bag from the day. And then like I'll get that pile to the dirty clothes hamper, but it drives Janelle nuts. I'll have shoes that I wear all the time. They're out like organized in a pile, like my work bag, like workout stuff. Like
I have been living
big pile guy.
I have been living in piles for like the last 15 years of my life. More so, very much more pertinent last month, because the only way to make entry into our crawl space is through the floor of my closet.
Uh-huh.
And with our central air that we're doing, a lot like the new ductwork and everything.
How's that?
It's amazing, guys. I've got air conditioner. I'm going to give them a free plug thing.
Well, hey, we'll save it for.
All right, we'll save it. But anyway,
we'll talk about it.
we have, and it's awesome. Like, it's great. First summer, in the last 3 that like we're able to sit in the living room comfortably at the easy sitting temp at 69. Yeah, we set the thermostat at 69, and it was awesome, and it works. And the only way to get in the crawl space is through the floor of my closet. So all of my like hang up gear, like so top shelf hang up is like shirts and things. Bottom shelf is like jackets and pants. So like all my jackets and pants are now like in the living room on like a rolling closet, you know. But then like my t-shirts are strategically folded in like this little thing that sits on the floor of my closet. So like now that is out like on my side of the bed in front of the dresser. So like I have 2 baskets that live there full time. So like I'm living out of baskets.
Yeah.
Because the service techs that are working on our central air have to be able to
gain access.
They have to be able to gain access to the crawl space via my closet. So instead of like my closet every time, I just like keep it so they can get in and out of it.
Sure. It makes sense.
So yeah, like I've been a big pile guy too.
What you got anything else?
I think I'm opposite of yours. You say your warden gets on you for relying on folks. My warden gets on me for like I'm quick to say, yeah, I'll help you with that.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it's like I'm a pay it forward guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I have a problem asking for help sometimes. But if I'm asking for help, like I'm really needing help, and normally it's like a bigger project, like a whole ass pool, and like, hey, brother love, I'm gonna need like more than a shovel here.
Yeah.
And how do you pay a guy back for that? So I just try to help everybody that I can, just trying to hope that at least.
Well, but I think some of it is you're a big sense of community guy. You're a big sense of community guy.
Real big neighborhood guy.
And I think that is your way of making sure that feels right, that the neighborhood part aspect feels right and good. Like I mean, I know I get like you say, maybe a weird thing or your warden gets on you about it. But I think like, especially when you look at your topic that we'll get to after the pause for the cause, like
that does tie in a lot.
Yeah. But I'm a firm believer, like you are a big community guy. And some of it, I mean,
I don't really think anything that we've talked about now really is anything that like makes you weird though.
Weird's probably a strong word.
Yeah.
It's like, what's your, like a tick? Like what's a tick that...
Oh, I do have this like shoulder shirt adjust thing.
What about that old throat clearing thing you used to do?
I don't know. Apparently I don't do it because my wife hasn't yelled at me.
He doesn't do it anymore,
like
really.
Years. The Zens. The Zens have saved him.
Like you don't really do that anymore.
I'll still get going sometimes. I think it's also a nervous thing sometimes. But dairy does it too. Like because I had to give up milk all those years ago because I was told either give up milk or whiskey because I couldn't afford both of them at the rate I was consuming them.
Yeah.
So I gave up milk. And since then, I think I don't know, like if I drink a milkshake, I'm like,
well, I think that's because milk actually does that. It makes your saliva more stringy. Our son, Maxwell, he battled with that too when he was little because he had that like they didn't call it asthma, but that reactive airway shit, wimpy white male stuff, and then like anytime he would drink Powerade or milkshakes or eat
now that we've talked about it, I feel like I gotta clear my throat.
Eat ice cream or any of that shit, he was always hacking and coughing. And
yeah.
She'd be like, get a drink. And he's like, I can't. The whole time. I'm like, God damn, lay off the kid. Like he's just coughing.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, that should be, whoever's listening to it, they should enjoy that because they're going to go through like this self-evaluation part. But